Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Diet Pie podcast. Well, today I wanted to talk about a movie that I watched recently, which is The Deer Hunter. Now, I watched this on Monday this week, and honestly, I wasn't really going into this movie, right? All I knew was it had something to do with the Vietnam, and I picked this up because the artwork of this really intrigued me. I love the artwork on this. I was just expecting it to be like a slow-paced movie that takes place in like the Vietnam and like I don't know in the Vietnam War, wherever that took place, and I was expecting it to be, of course, have some dark themes and stuff like that. That's what I was expecting going into this movie, but this movie surprised me, and honestly, it did exceed my expectations. So, without further ado, let's get into this. What did I think about... Let's talk about the plot first. What did I think about the plot? I thought the plot in the film was very solid. You get to know these group of guys who are like, like buddies. They're like best friends. They do a bunch of stuff together. And, throughout the movie, you like follow them. And you get to follow them like the day before they get drafted into Vietnam. And honestly, they're just like a bunch of like fun dudes who were just having fun, and you just get to see like what their life was like pretty much. And once they get to the Vietnam and then towards the other half, like the film, I don't want to spoil anything. I want you guys to watch the film. I do. This film does cover pretty dark themes. Some of you definitely will not be able to handle, some of you will be able to handle, so just go ahead and just keep that in mind. And honestly, this film was like a mix of like, it's so beautiful, but it's so sad and dark at like the same time. It has that perfect balance and mix. You do care about the characters a lot in the story. And honestly, I really enjoy the plot of the movie. It is, I don't know, it didn't feel slow paced to me. Even with like a one time of like 3 hours and like 3 minutes, they managed to keep it fresh throughout that entire time gap. I just say, okay, let's talk about the acting about the movie. The acting in the film, I have to say, is very solid. They feel like actual people like me and you. Just regular one-of-the-mill, people who just have fun, go to work and stuff like that. The actors really portray the realness of people really well, in my opinion. I thought the actors did a fantastic job. That's all I really had to say. And number 3, I want to talk about the setting of the movie, particularly like the landscape, the atmosphere, how it all worked. Honestly, the landscapes, I also want to put this within the cinematography as well. Man, the places that they use, some of those the shots in that film look absolutely beautiful. Like, it's just breathtaking. Like, they get some really good shots on like mountains and stuff like that. the atmosphere that they use. They both use like light atmosphere for like the more happier moments, and then the more darker atmosphere for like the darker moments, which I thought they did very well at. I thought the atmosphere matched with each scene that they were in. And while we talk about this, you might as well just talk about the set pieces. Now, the set pieces are the things that really blew me away in this movie. When there's like a shot of like the Catholic church, right? The church looks absolutely beautiful. Like, it is breathtaking how beautiful the church is. I would honestly think that was an actual church. Whether or not that was, I have no idea. But that church was beautiful in that movie. The entire wedding sequence of both the after party and at the wedding was absolutely beautiful looking. The set piece was beautiful looking, and honestly throughout the film the set pieces were absolutely beautiful. It was really breathtaking how beautifully shot the movie was, and the scenes and the scenes that they used with the atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, I had to say the director of this film, Robert De Niro. I could be mistaken, but I don't think I have seen a film from him. I think this has been my first film from him. And honestly, man, after watching this movie, it definitely gives me like a good taste of what Robert De Niro does with his films. And I have to say, after watching the film, I definitely want to see his other films just to see how he does things, because I have to say, he did a beautiful job with this war movie, right? It takes place in Vietnam. And honestly, it doesn't really go that much into the, like, you see some of the war stuff in like the Vietnam, right? But it's mostly about the before and after effects of like the war, what happens to like the friends and stuff. That's what it, so it makes it, I don't know if it makes it unique in like the war genre of like movies, mostly because I only seen like 2 of them. The next one I'll be covering next week. But I should say, at least for me, it seemed pretty unique. I love the film through and through. I think anyone should watch this movie, honestly. This, you know, just so that way you, I don't know, just maybe learn something or, you know, whatever. I really do recommend this film to anybody. I recommend it, yeah, to anybody. Obviously it's not appropriate for kids. I'd say once they, I don't know, once they turn, I say once they reach high school, they can watch it. Definitely not suitable for kids. But yeah, like I said, this film, it's such a beautiful movie. It's such a hard-hitting movie too, and I absolutely love it. And I am very curious about other works that Robert De Niro did. I definitely do want to watch more of his movies, because I believe this is the first I've seen from him. And I can, yeah. What do I rate this out of a 10? I had to go for an 8. An 8 out of 10. Very solid film, like I said. I recommend to anybody, but thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next week.